The USA is creating a new Assistant Attorney General position who will have nationwide jurisdiction over the issue of fraud. The New York Post talks about a guy who hired 12 of his family members, nepotism, who were paid $350,000 of government money to take care of his mom who was sick. An investigator found that the mom wasn't even there, she was in Bangladesh. Minnesota, since 2018, has spent $18 billion on Medicaid. Medicaid is for the poor. Medicare is what you have payroll deductions for to pay for your healthcare past age 65. More than half of that $18 billion was fraudulently stolen. While there's going to be fraud in red and blue states, the problem will be much worse in the big blue states because Obama was prolific in doing this and making it okay equals a corrupt cycle, similar to Minnesota, where they have 100,000 Somalians who the Democrats brought into the USA, who then engaged in stealing billions of dollars, but who bundle their votes for Democrat politicians who reward them by looking the other way. I saw Obama do this with groups his entire administration, gave huge money to green businesses who went broke, but had golden parachutes for the leftists who walked off with the cash. The single largest funder of Al-Shabaab, the radical Islamic terror group in Somalia, is fraud money the Minnesota Somalians stole from the USA. Somalians in Minnesota send back to Somalia hundreds of millions which went to Al-Shabaab's Islamic terrorism. That's how bad it is. Source of info, Ted Cruz said it on a YouTube. Quoting Trump, Cuba totally relies on Venezuela for money and for oil and they give Venezuela protection. That was always the deal. They're very tough. They're good soldiers. Cuba gives protection to Venezuela and Venezuela gives Cuba money through oil. Ted Cruz, I think the president is exactly right. You look at Cuba, the communist regime there has existed 67 years. For the first number of decades they existed because the Soviet Union supported them financially. Then America won the Cold War and Soviet Union collapsed. Venezuela stepped in and began providing Cuba money. Cuba provides military and soldiers who oppress the Venezuelan people. It's the Cubans that Hugo Chavez and Maduro used to oppress the Venezuela people. Maduro was protected by Cubans, his entirety security detail was Cuban soldiers. Ted Cruz's dad was imprisoned and tortured by Cuban communists. Cuba used to be the biggest sugar producer in Latin America. It was prosperous and communism destroyed it. Venezuela is the same journey. In 1950, Venezuela had the fourth highest GDP per capita of any country on planet Earth. 1. USA 2, Switzerland 3, New Zealand 4, Venezuela. Hugo Chavez, 1999 to 2013, and Nicolas Maduro, 2013 to 2025, two communists, came in and utterly destroyed the economy, the same thing the Castros did in Cuba. I think it's the most promising time in our lifetimes to see the communist regimes fall. If the communist regime falls in Cuba, you will see a lot of Cuban Americans with resources eager to go and turn that country around.